There is wisdom and discretion when sharing burdens. Let me explain by making 2 points. One is if someone is hurting or offended about something, they should be able to lead others through their personal suffering. Now, what I mean by that is that they want to guard the hearts of those who are listening to their burdens. It's like the old illustration of someone sharing a prayer request. That is a covert way of gossiping. Well, we want to steward the burdens that we carry, and part of that is a leadership opportunity for us. When we are sharing burdens, we have to lead others through the very burden that we are sharing. When burden sharing, we want to consider those that we're talking to, gauging their maturity, trying to discern the individual that we're sharing our burden with, because we want to make sure that they can steward what we are giving to them. Because again, a burden is a weight. And so we are placing a weight on an individual. And that's why, as we are suffering, we have to lead through our suffering because we're laying something on someone else. They could take up an offense because of what we say or how we say it. They could get angry at the person who offended. They could gossip about them, or they could harbor an angry spirit toward the offending person. And so the idea here is there is wisdom and discretion when sharing a burden. And the first point is that we need to consider the people that we are talking to, because they may not be mature enough to handle the truth that we're laying on them. And then the second point is, as you disciple others, when they are sharing their burden with you, now you're on the other end of this. You want to listen to how folks share their burdens with you. Are they conveying the hope that we have in Christ, or are they conveying the offense that they feel toward the person who did something to them? Now, the answer to that question is not super important, in the sense that your role is not to condemn or critique them because they didn't share the burden in a mature way. But you need to know that if they are mishandling how they have shared the burden with you, you want to discern that, because that gives you a starting point as you care for them. If they share a burden to you the way Joseph shared his burden, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. Well, that is a specific starting point that says that this individual is mature. And so I want to walk with them as we go through this journey. However, if they are not God centered in how they are sharing the burden, meaning that they are speaking about what happened to them in a harsh, angry, unkind, bitter, hurtful way, well, again, what you're trying to discern is the starting point of that individual. For example, if they don't have affection for the person who hurt them, or if they're not ready to love their enemy, as Christ appealed to us to do, then you need to know that so that you can care for them. The point is there is wisdom and discretion when sharing our burdens with others. And so we want to communicate well when we are sharing our burdens, always leading others through the hardships that we're going through, because we don't want to lay a burden on someone who is not able to help carry that weight. And then we also want to listen well to others who share their burdens with us. The goal is to share burdens from that theocentric perspective. God is superintending over all things, even those things that are meant for evil. And so we must speak as though we are experiencing God's leadership in our lives. And then when others share their burdens with us, we want to help them by discerning their starting point. Are they coming from that theocentric perspective? They understand that God is superintending and they're communicating the hope they have in Christ, even though they're sharing something hurtful with you. Or are they struggling so much that the words of their mouths and the meditation of their heart, it is not a biblical way of communicating the things that are important to us, especially those things that have hurt us. And so there is wisdom and there is discretion in how we share our burdens.